What's up, everybody? All right, dead meat and back again with some hopefully some more steady content going forward with the new patch 4.0 and everything going on with Star Citizen. Now, currently we were playing on the 4.0.1 hotfix server? Question mark? Kind of weird, but I figured if they were going to do it hotfix to fix 4.0.1, they would have applied it to the server, but they made a separate server. I just get the feeling that they got us doing the testing for them on their hotfix to see if it's worth the damn instead of putting it installed over the other patch right now. So it kind of makes, leaves you wondering if should we be getting paid? Because we're not CIG employees, but seems like we're being treated like we're doing the work for them. We're paying for the development and we're having to go in here and do their, bug testing. But, we'll see. I mean, I don't have high hopes and expectations out of it, but nice to see they got some stuff stacking. Okay, all my gear was taken off of me. But, well, come on. Put the damn backpack on. So, yeah. We're going to be checking out the MISC fortune here in a little bit, just kind of to get a, personal opinion on it. I've already heard some stuff that's got me kind of wondering about it, so we're going to delve into it and get a first-hand feel. Get ourselves kitted back out again. And of course, all my ammo's gone. Sons of bitches. What about my food stuff? Yep, all that's gone too. Well, we got gear. We just got to get to some food and water because somehow I spawned in damn near dehydrated. So far so good. Servers feel okay in their responsiveness. All right.
Sure thing. Hi. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
6.
I hear this Murray Cup season's shaping up. Got a lot of new pilots in the ranks.
Hypertrophic and hypometabolic. This one's superior for hydration, but it doesn't give you food like the other one does. Screw it. Yeah, this one gives you energy though. Alright, now we need food.
Hey, well, okay. You let me know if you change your mind. Well, hey there.
Alright.
Perfect. Let me get that for you. Had to take a hub into work today. Might be rough not having your own transport.
Alright. I think that's everything.
Sorry, I'll help you in a sec. Hi. Well, hey there. Sure thing. Hi. Thanks for coming in. Hi. Well, sorry, I'll help you in a sec. Hi. Thanks for coming in.
Alright. We're topped off on food, weapons, supplies. Let's get the fuck out to the ship. All right.
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
Let's see.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
What's up, Rando?
Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
What's up, Rando? They got the mics working yet? I take your lack of response as a no. Alright. Now, one thing I have noticed is that with the implementation of this newest patch is that they're forcing us over to Vulcan. They've put in the patch, you know, the oh, monthly report
Please prepare to disembark.
that you know their devs are now going to be solely using Vulcan in their design, which is a good thing.
Passengers, the shuttle is preparing to depart.
But as soon as this patch hit, under my old settings and not using Vulcan, that thing was like poorly optimized. It was maxing out my CPU's, you know, the process rate. Which, you know, I've got a decent PC. It's not like, you know, fucking down in the dumps. So, but yeah, as soon as I switched to Vulcan, it dropped it by like 45%. Which, graphically, I mean, I'm not noticing a huge difference with the Vulcan rendering, but it may be different in the 40 series graphics cards because, you know, they kind of lean more into that, or higher ray tracing in Vulcan. So, yeah. Fingers crossed, but for those of you that are just getting into the patch, you know, switch your graphic settings over to Vulcan rendering. It's gonna help you out in the long run.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Yeah, I thought I had another prospector. I'm glad I did this.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Oh, hang on a second. Curious about something.
Has been delivered to the following location.
Yep. It's at my hangar.
Please visit us again.
But I want to see what they're classifying. It says
To the ASOP
the
vehicle retrieval system.
yeah, the Fortune is a light salvage. So they're both classified as light salvage. And yeah, it does have just 12 SCU. It was my understanding that the Fortune can actually hold 32 SCU.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle select.
But it's a slower salvage rate.
Your vehicle has been placed
Oh,
in
let's get in there and look. I don't want to take his elevator. Right. Ooh, don't trust that. You fall through space when you do that. Okay. With my understanding, there was a bug that the instance hangars are not loading in whenever we call them from the elevator here. You have to wait, 3 or so seconds to let it load in, otherwise you're falling through space. Alright. So, coming up on this thing. Now, as we already seen from pictures, if you have seen any, if not, this is your first look, is the Fortune's completely built off the same ship platform as the Prospector. With the only addition being that they've got, the access door is nudged a little forward. Looks like we got a little bit beefier VTOL thrusters on it. But in addition, now there is an underbelly elevator. There it is. Wait, what? Oh, that's component. Huh. You actually have a rear entrance onto the ship now, instead of having to go through the animation of the climbing the ladder up the side door. Mechanically, it's a nice addition. Okay, it does have a living quarter. We do have a storage space. A little funky to access. Oh, there we go. Well, I didn't look at the SU size. So 900K. Engineering terminal. Lavatory. Deploy weapon rack. Looks like we got 3 pistol racks here. Probably for multi-tools and pistols. Okay, so UI on this thing is a full hologram interface. So you don't have any panels. So there's not much obstructing your view. Which is one thing I loved about the Prospector. Though it had, the drop down panels from the ceiling for your actual MFDs. This one, it's completely holographic. So you can actually see through your MFDs or what's in front of you as well. So step up on that, Aesthetically, it's nice. Typical chrome dildo of a MISC. Alright, well. See, that's what I don't like about Vulkan rendering. You get a lot of fuzziness in the shaders. Anyways, let's get out there and see what this thing can do. Hey, what's up, Disposable? And just so you know, you got this set up where we're streaming on YouTube now as well. Probably gonna be working on making some content on there, some short videos, some possible, reacts or, first looks at some ships. So get some content going on there. On YouTube, it's @damage_industries. And both chats interact with this stream, so kind of nice. What you up to tonight? Might have to bring the game volume down a little bit because it's almost peaking higher than my voice. How's it sound on your end as far as balance? Oh, nice. Well, I'm getting my first look at the Fortune, which thus far, it checks all the boxes of things that I like about the Prospector. But I want to get it out there in space and see how it performs. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. So hang on a second. Alright, I brought the game volume down. I've actually got my mic settings actually at their full volume. It's peeking into the yellow on the mixer, but I don't want to run it any higher on that and sort it out. But it should be a nice little increase over the sound of the game now. I'm a fair weight, you know, fair distance away from the mic as well too. Helps if I lean in a little closer, huh? Okay. So let's see what we got. We're gonna start with some of the simple salvage contracts. Looks like we got an arrow, an arrow, an arrow, and an arrow. What? I think I'll take the arrow. Yeah, so that's kind of bugging me a little bit that they put out this hotfix, but they put it as a separate server, saying that if we play on here, anything we do over here will get saved over to live when it goes live. But this like screams they don't want to do their fucking job. They want us to check their hotfix for bugs and see how it's working, and not chance overwriting the current patch that they've got. Which puts a salty taste in my mouth, because we're already paying for this game to be developed. Now, we're basically doing their job for free. Eh. Yeah, I don't know. It just, as soon as I seen that, it just rubbed me the wrong way. Dude. Jesus. I go all the way over there for a fucking arrow? Well, that's the thing. If they can test these hotfix before they ever put them out. I like how they possibly fixed the bug with the hangers, not spawning in. Now they've already patched this hotfix, I think, what, twice, 3 times today? Ugh. I don't know, just going into, this 2025 year with Star Citizen, it's already... They're gonna have to do some work to get, back on track, because they've got a good portion of the community that's already not liking what they're seeing. Well, the part I'm not cool about it is that if we come over here and put the time and effort in on this hotfix, and it ends up being such garbage that they don't put it over there, that means everything we've accumulated time in on this one does not persist. I don't see how they would, separate. Yeah, the year of playability, my ass. I have not seen but maybe 1 year of playability, and that was like the 317. 317 was the only stable, really good working patch that I've seen in 8 years. Yeah, I will give it till spring before I'm like giving my, you know, verdict on how I feel that their efforts are going with their attempts for playability and getting the content that they've spoke of from CitizenCon into this year's patch. So, I'll hold my breath and bite my tongue for, I guess, another month and a half and just kind of see if they can, pick up the ball. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they made a lot of promises with CitizenCon of the content coming in, crafting, base building, these ships. But on the other hand, Chris Roberts is saying, well, we're going to be focusing on playability. But yet they're also testing out these new missions and crap that those are a whole new story. I mean, I'm not a game developer. I can only imagine what they go through to make these things. But it doesn't take much to give a sense of continuity or dialogue or, connection of a story into a mission rather than the garbage they've been putting out. Like, there's no diversity to these missions. It's, every game type has the same mission, rinse, lather, repeat. No, yeah, transit factor, definitely. Transit factor is, will fix ATC. That's kind of all tied in together. And, they've got so much that they have claimed that they couldn't do because they were waiting on the gates of 4.0 to open. Well, the gates of 4.0 are open. They better hit the fucking ground running. Because they got a lot of shit to get in that these, us as a community has been waiting on. That we've, spent 12 years of promises saying when server meshing comes, that's when everything happens. Now, granted, I also know they're going to have to take some time to polish server meshing. because one, it's not the server meshing they first envisioned. So we need to, clarify that immediately. And two, they were just as surprised as everyone else that they actually pulled it off. So that's scary. Ooh, don't hit it, don't hit it. Boy, this thing is maneuverable. I give it that. It is a little bit more, peppy in its response than the... Or no, that one just opened. Trying to remember. I used to have these different modes bound. That one? Oh. I think that's scanning. Well, even with what they have right now with the static meshing, they can get a lot done with it. Now it's still going to have its problems because you can't have all these player bases in one spot. But I don't see us seeing dynamic meshing anytime soon. And plus, what they're doing now is actually costing more. All right. We'll talk when you get back. Alright, I think that's all she wrote for this. Okay. Well, I'm so glad every other target marker says it wants to show up too when I've routed to a specific place. Excuse me, guys. Alright, guys, we got a hot minute going on. I'm going to take a short bathroom break and be right back. So, catch you guys in just a minute. I'm back. And welcome back to Swizzle. Moving on to the next arrow. There we go. Now I got games down. Yeah. Swizzle, did you see the message I sent you on Facebook? Oh, you little shit. Yeah, I've seen that, which I didn't realize they started up a Mystery Science Theater again. You know, granted it's a new host, and it looks like Felicia Day was the original producer for Geek and Sundry that first did Critical Role. And she's one of the you know one of the people that you know in the show that sent the videos down to him, which I found that kind of interesting. As she's still out there trying to get the streaming world going. I know she kind of fell off the face of the earth whenever there's the separation from Critical Role with Geek and Sundry, and then all of Will Wheaton's legal pursuits of Geek and Sundry, or not Will Wheaton. Was it Will Wheaton? Yeah. But I only watched that. I also seen on YouTube they've got a The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. So during my rain day of work, I kind of watched that. So it's been a day of old school movie watching. Excuse me. Yeah, I got of course, you know, I mean, your older brother. I was barely born when that came out, but I can't help but wonder if that even then that wasn't like a spoof, because there's just so much like you know almost like cliche humor that you can't help but think that they weren't serious whenever they made any of that. Okay. I mean, to be honest, even now, you know, well, 40 fucking years later. Oh, yeah, I gotta watch my cursing on YouTube. But 40 years later, it is still an enjoyable watch. I'll give it that. Like, it's still, had enjoyable humor to it. And instantly I was like, ah, it's the dude from RoboCop. And there's so many actually, you know, good actors that I guess that was earlier in their careers. Ice Pirates always gave me like Mel Brooks feels. Like it was a Mel Brooks spoof on Battlestar. All right. Well, I'll be here. You're rotating. Now you rotate. All right. So 2 minutes. Salvage mission's done. Oh yeah. Let's just get to yellow first. Well, shit. Should have started my jump first. Alright. Here in quantum. Joy. Fly 600 kilometers through an asteroid field just to get to this one. These unknowns mining deposits or they salvage? Oh no, my luck, I'm about to go ass first into a fucking asteroid. Yay, 200-kilometer down. Jesus. Be nice if they actually gave you a quantum marker that got you remotely close to this damn thing. Make sure I didn't have my VTOLs engaged. Yeah. Put her on cruise and let her go. I'm wondering, what are those red flashy dots down over there? Alright, this is already taking forever, so curiosity's getting the best of me. Asteroid antennas. Okay. No idea what's up with those, but yeah, it kind of does look like anchor cables. Like maybe it debris that floated away from Grimhex. I'm also curious about these. Alright, get that. Huh? Oh, didn't get to it in time. Hello? Thought I heard you for a second. Are you in Discord? Ah, there you are. Let's see. Okay, you want to talk a little bit? I want to see if it's coming through on the mixer.
Sure. Me.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
how.
Warmed up, ready for opera. Yeah, so I definitely like the auto function of this fortune. I'm kind of eh, I don't know if in a sense it's any better or if actually worse than the vulture.
Yeah, I'm same. I'm not sure which is going to be actually faster. It just kind of is going to boil down to whichever you like flying more, I guess.
Yeah, I think the vulture is still going to be the preference, but the fortune has better aesthetics and better size. I'm kind of curious if you could fit two of these into a Polaris or not.
I know you can fit one in there. I don't know about two.
Long fucking way just to salvage a prospector. Yeah, those arrows. I was barely getting one SU RMC off of that whole scrape of the arrow, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try something a little bigger.
So does it cost to get those? Isn't it like 10,000?
Yeah, 12K for the unverified ones.
So you get one SEU for 10,000
Or well,
that
hang
you
on a
can
second.
sell for.
I think there's a 12K reward for doing these ones, the unverified. It's not a fee. Whereas the
Okay,
regular salvage missions, you're paying a fee to go, you know, salvage an arrow.
right. I was gonna say
Which,
if you pay 10K to go salvage something that you're only gonna get 12K for, that's
yeah, piston in the wind.
I was pissed when they point one went live. I lost most of the ship components that I had just purchased, like
Oh yeah.
easily $1.5 million in just parts. And not everything either. It's just so weird how they do that. Just random shit disappeared.
Well, that's what's got me, really chapped about this whole hotfix setup. Is that they're I can only presume doing this because they want to get it rather than a PTU. They want to get it to a wider testing audience instead of doing internal testing. Okay, I get it, but trying to run it in a dual persistence kind of thing, where they tell us, if you play over here on the hotfix, everything you do here is going to persist over when it gets put onto the live.
Well, yeah, it's actually happening at the same time on live because I actually just joined you and I'm not on the hotfix.
Oh, you're on the regular live?
Yeah, so when they do that, the hotfixes are client side, so it's not they're not changing anything on the
Well,
server.
see,
It's
that makes
just
a little
on
more sense.
the game side.
I'm like, we're going to put effort in over here, and then basically they might as well just put it onto a live server because they're just going to keep patching this one until it's, usable and good. But no, that
Yeah,
makes
no,
sense that if it's a client side only.
yeah.
So slow. Oh, that's because apparently I got my landing gear and VTOLs down. I didn't
That will do it.
push that. So those just randomly came down. Hey, we're almost there.
Try out some of these new missions.
Which one's talking about?
The
Save Stanton Part 2?
yeah, yeah.
Or Save Pyro? Yeah, everything I've heard so far about those is that they're jank as well.
Yeah, King was saying basically they were just running the combat missions, like the ship missions, just over and over again. Actually, I might hold off on this because it might be better if we get Robert playing with us too, and we can three of us can go out in your Polaris.
Yeah.
Sure. What faction have you been doing? I've been leaning more heavily towards the head hunters.
I haven't done anything in Pyro. So I don't even think I've got any faction rep.
Yeah, if you haven't done anything over there, then yeah, you don't. Uh, I was doing Citizens for Prosperity at first, but I was like, you know what? Be a little more chaotic. Do the bad guys.
Well, then Citizens for Prosperity, from what I've been hearing, there's no other missions for actually them. Now, like there's headhunter missions and what's the other one?
Frontier Fighters.
Yeah, there's missions, regular missions for those two factions that you can build rep with, but not for
There,
Citizens Pyro.
there are some. They they just don't they don't seem to be as combat heavy either. But there are some. I just like the ones that the headhunters seem to offer more. I'm not looking to make peace in Pyro.
I will say thus far, I haven't had any issues out of the hotfix as far as the stability over on this one. My interactions at Orison with terminals and everything were good. I had a slight delay when I called my elevator when the doors opened to show me the interior of the elevator. Otherwise it would have been falling into space if I charged it in. But that was only like maybe a 2 second delay. And then once it went down to my hangar, it was, instantaneously, showing my hangar. So it seems alright so far.
Yeah, the Orison bug definitely got better once they released point one. I went by there yesterday to sell some RMC, and yeah, it wasn't very laggy at all. Which is good because that shit was broken.
Well, thankfully it waited till now to start up a timer on estimated security arrival. Because, fuck, that was probably like 20 minutes of just trying to fly to it.
Yeah, that'd be messed up if it security shows up same time you do.
I didn't think to look, but which salvage head? Okay, it's a cinch. So switch this out for an aberrate and it'll go a little faster.
Yeah, the braid one definitely works better.
So I might go do that since I'm airing Crusader system.
I haven't tried the trawler on it yet, but yeah, the braid definitely just makes faster work of it.
I will say this cinch is just fucking dragging. Is it a, oh, well, it's the cinch, so that'd be a size 1, isn't it?
I think they're all size one. It just depends on the speed of the salvage and the efficiency. So,
Well, the
the
Reclaimer actually has bigger ones.
yeah, the reclaimer does have bigger ones.
Yeah. So, you know, the Vulture and this thing have size 1s and the Reclaimer size 2.
And technically the head, so it's a oh, I can't remember the name of the head. The the cinch, the abrade, those are modules actually. And then the head, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. But but yeah, the head's actually a separate component. Now you can't buy a different size head for these smaller ships. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but there is a separation between the two.
I'm out of dink. Yeah, Corrine got a hold of me last week uh, with a job offer over there at PG&E. I told her, like, man, if you would have got a hold of me 6 months ago with it, if this would have come through 6 months ago, I'd have jumped on it without hesitation. But now that I'm kind of, you know, in a relationship that, you know, I'm actually really digging, plus there's kids involved, it's a little harder just to say, well, let's relocate.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Even though Amy's like, wherever you go, I'll follow you. I'm like, well, but
But it's not. It's more than just uprooting yourself. It's
yeah, it's taking
uprooting the whole
her
family.
and her
Yeah.
kids away from, you know, her family out here. But it was you know, basically being a lead, you know, forester, utility forester for North Bay. You know, everything, you know, your area up to almost Washington or up almost to Oregon. So I would basically have been covering that entire district, and they paid for like relocation packaging. It's like, oh, like 6 months ago, that would have been a, you know, not even a fucking bat of an eye hesitation. I don't get it. There's parts of this ship where this salvage head just, flies through it. And then other parts where it's just goes slow as shit.
Maybe the plating's thicker?
I don't know.
Probably not something smart like that, but
The top side of this thing, it's flying through all of it. Except for that little chunk right there. Yeah, what I was saying earlier, Stream Elements OBS. Well, I don't know. Yeah, Stream Elements came out with a new OBS tool that allows for multi-streaming. So it'll broadcast my stream on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok.
nice.
So, one stream to rule them all. And I figured, when you get started into making basically shorts, I figured 10 to 15 minute, walkthroughs or whatnot of new ships or, comparisons of ships or stuff like that. Just try to get, some movement going on that front as well. Because at least with YouTube, those videos, they'll continually always be there for somebody to pick up and watch. Versus Twitch, you have to be there at the moment to see it.
Right. And if it's doing it all at the same time, why not?
Yeah.
Not much extra work at all.
No, you weren't supposed to grab the fucking ship. I see. So these have to tractor beam pulled down away from the ship. So I like that it gives you that kind of arrow indicator. That's new.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, once you meet enough pull, it releases. You know, you see how the green's halfway into the arrow? As I pull, it fills the arrow and then it detaches.
Yeah. Oh, that is sexy. I got one of the Chinese New Year paints for my Cuddy. So she's got 49er colors now.
Oh, you get that red and gold?
Yeah, it looks so good.
I was calling it the Cutlass Iron Man. Can I take those off too? Oh,
They are destroyable. I don't think you can just remove them though. In order to put the larger size saddlebags, you used to have to destroy those.
I do like that they started putting that thought into the game, though, is that as far as for salvage, making us, you know, have to use the tractor beam to remove parts to get a complete 100% hull scrape. That way, when it comes time for, you know, actually salvaging components, the external components you can pick with the tractor beam that you're already, you know, used to using.
Right. Just adds a little bit of realism to it.
Whereas I don't see there being 20% left right here. It wouldn't let me get that section. I feel like this thing's got a stronger tractor beam though.
Ready grip. That's technically should be the same. No, they made it work a little bit better. I'll be right back. I'm gonna feed Moose.
Alright. Eh. This is driving me nuts. I've scraped every inch of this ship and it's missing 2% of the hull. This is retarded. Hmm. Why does it keep randomly putting my landing gear down? Alright. We're going to take this in and we're going to store it. Then I think we'll call it a night from there, guys. So, we got a little understanding about the 4.0.1 hotfix patches being for client side. So that's the reason why they're running both. You can choose which client you're going to use to go into the same actual server, which makes more sense now, so I'm less heated about that. And as far as the Fortune goes, I love the aesthetics. I love the, the interior. It's definitely a perk and a benefit having the auto load onto the cargo grid. And you can hold slightly more than the Vulture. Basically what, like, I think it's 3 SCU more, but it goes slightly slower than the Vulture. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty decent balance between the pros and cons of each, to say both of them are in the same category of ship. Like, no, one's not the meta. And that was my biggest concern, was that they were going to make this, new Fortune come out, and suddenly every Vulture owner is going to want it because it's going to be better. Whereas it's not. People aren't going to be, selling their Vultures. There we are. Oh shit, we're coming in hot. Well, definitely a little tougher than the Vulture. I'm like all kinds of cockeyed trying to fly this thing. Get it out over here.
you definitely get a 10 on the pirouette, a solid 10 on sticking the landing.
Well, like I said, this thing's definitely a little tougher than the Vulture. That Vulture, the front legs would have broke off immediately.
They did say it's hit points. It's got about 25, 30% more hit points.
Well, I think the structural design itself also protects it. I basically full sent it because I thought the doors were going to come in on me, so I was coming in hot. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I managed to finish one of the Save Stanton missions. Kind of almost like a bunker mission.
See, that's going to be another nice thing about the Fortune here is whenever you've got a full cargo grid and a full, the internal reservoir or whatever the hell that thing was called. I forget what it was. But while you're out here, once you land and go to start unpacking your crates off of it, it's going to be unloading that internal reservoir and keeping pumping out more crates rather than you having to manually do it like you have to with the Vulture. So I think that's going to be the big difference between the two. It's just the ease of operation.
Yeah, the extra time that it takes to scrape
Because
made up.
you got to think you're going to be, during the time while you're out there scraping, you're going to fill your reservoir, or your depot, that's what it is, your salvage depot in the ship, and then have to stop scraping to run back there and unload that 12 SCU into the cargo area. Whereas this one, once you get 2 SCU, just switch it to auto and let it go. Because you need 2 SCU, not 1. Because 1, you can only start one of the, the fabricators.
Right.
Then you have to run back there again and start the other one. But if you have 2, you can start both of them in that one instance and then just run back and keep. Plus, it's a shorter duration between the fabricator and the pilot seat. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good balance of pros and cons between the two ships. Definitely enough to say that, no one is truly better than the other one. It's going to be just a matter of player preference. And for me, well, I like the silver dildos. Yeah, MISC all the way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be calling it a night at that point. I was tired. Well, we'll catch you later.
All right.
Like I said,
Have a good night.
if you want, just on YouTube, check out at damage_industries. And yeah, keep eye out 'cause I'm gonna start pumping out some videos over there to try to get some traffic on that as well to will bring more attention to Twitch. But until then, see you later.